We will start in a seat just for a brief moment. Nice tall spine. Relax your shoulders. Check in to your practice. This moment, how do you feel? And you don't have to, and you may not be able to ignore everything that's going on around you. That's totally fine. The idea is to just aim to bring yourself back to this centering moment, to this space, to your practice. Okay. Now we can fully begin. So come standing in the middle of your mats, wherever that is for you. I'll try and make sure you can see me. Great. Okay, so top of your mat, we're going to start with one set of pranayama deep breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through a wide open mouth, long, slow, and deep breaths. Again, start with your feet together. Engage the legs, belly in, tall spine. Interlace all 10 fingers underneath your chin. Nice. Relax your shoulders down, away from the ears. Tall spine. Lengthen up tall. Begin. Deep inhale through the nose. Elbows lift up high and wide. Open up your chest. Fill the lungs completely. Exhale, wide open mouth. Loud ha sound across the ceiling as you slowly bring your head back. Chest lifted, elbows high. Inhale through the nose. Chin down and forward. Forearms frame the face. Chin parallel to the floor and lift up. Exhale, wide open mouth. Elbows stay as high as shoulder height, then slowly come together. Palms, wrists, forearms, and maybe elbows touch. Inhale through the nose, belly in as you inhale. Lengthen up taller out of the waist, taller out of the chest. Fill up. Exhale, wide open mouth. Keep the belly sucked in. Use that to push and squeeze all of the air out. Inhale through the nose, squeeze legs together, root down to the floor, push down to lift up, rise up. Exhale, wide open mouth, squeeze legs together, body weight to the heels, keep your chest tall, no backward bending. Inhale through the nose, long, slow, deep inhale, slow, slight constriction of the throat, slow the breath down. Exhale, wide open mouth. Loud ha sound, eyes open, chest stays lifted, head moves back. Inhale through the nose, chin down and forward, forearms frame the face, soften your shoulders as you lift the elbows up higher. Exhale, keep the elbows high and slowly squeeze them closer together. Palms, wrists, eventually forearms and elbows might touch at the very end. Inhale through the nose, nice and slow. Slow, synchronized movements. Head comes down as the elbows lift up taller. Fill up. Exhale, wide open mouth. Slowly bring the head back. Even pushing against chin with the knuckles to feel a bit of a stretch as you look back. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, last one of your set. Strongest, deepest, fullest breath so far. Lift up, fill up. Exhale, wide open mouth. Squeeze the air out. Keep the chest tall. Empty, empty, empty. Change. Come back to center. Take a few tiny mindful movements, head, neck, shoulders, before we go right into our first few postures. Breathing is nice and easy in and out through the nose to warm the body up from the inside out. Half moon pose, hands to feet pose. Engage your legs nice and strong, tall spine. Inhale the arms up, over the head, sideways. Palms together, interlace all 10 fingers. Release the index fingers, thumbs crossed. You might need a slight bend in the elbows to keep the chest open, chin away from your chest. Inhale, stretch up out of the waist. Exhale, move your body right and left a few times. Right, left, right, left. Loosen up your spine, your hips, your shoulders. Any extra stretches you need. Find length as you move through the center. And then movement on each side, loosening up, warming up. Great. Once you're nice, loosened up and ready, pause back in the center. Re-engage your nice tight grip all the way up through the wrists. Legs together. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, push your hips to the left. Upper body goes up and over to the right. Nice big stretch on the left side of your body, chin away from your chest. Open up whole front side body. Keep the back side tall and long. Your belly is in, hips a little more forward. So you're trying to eliminate any backward bend. Stay nice and flat. Tailbone lengthens down a little bit. Squeeze legs together. Top shoulder back a little bit. Left shoulder scoops a little bit more forward. Inhale to lift up taller. Exhale, push to your maximum point. Change. Come back up to center, nice and tall. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, push your hips to the right. Everybody goes up and over to the left. Try not to crunch over into your side body. Stay lifted up taller out of both sides of the waist, and then push your hips a little bit further. Keep your chin away from the chest. Open up front side body. Keep the back side tall and long. Every inhale, lift up a little bit taller. Every exhale, push your hips a little bit further. Nice. Chin away from chest. Open front side body. Top shoulder back. Bottom shoulder scoops a little more forward. Push, push, push. Change. Come back up to center, nice and tall. Backward bend. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, just let the head go back and immediately bring the arms back with the ears, trying to keep some length through the back of your neck, through the crown of your head. On your exhales, push your hips a little bit more forward, maintaining this big length, this extension in the spine, and then push the hips forward to find a little bit more depth. Body weight a little more to the heels. Engage your legs, belly in. Total spine is backward bending. Lower back, middle back, and upper back. Extension first. Then exhale, push the hips forward. Look back. Go back. Way back. Change. Come back up to the center. Nice and tall. Arms overhead. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in and hinge forward from the lower spine. All the way with a flat back. You might bend the knees in order to come all the way down. Land your hands to the floor. Once your hands land, take a moment to shake it out. Shimmy the hips, pedal the feet, sway around, grab opposite elbows, hang in a ragdoll. Yep. Let the head release, belly in. And take any little movements you need to check in with the back side of your body to loosen up. Notice what you need. And then once you are nice, loose, and ready, walk your feet back together, heels and toes touch. Bend your knees and slide your hands on the back of your calves, all 5 fingers together. And eventually you might scoop up underneath the heels, maybe not quite so far. Either way, hug the elbows in close towards one another and pull, bending the knees as much as you need to lengthen your spine down to the floor. Elongate your spine, tailbone through crown of the head. Lift your shoulder blades up and away from the ears. One more weight forward to the toes and lift your hips up a little bit higher. Let your head go heavy. You should be able to shake it around, yes and no. Work to lift the hips up a little bit higher. Feel a deep stretch in the back of your legs and pull. Change. Come out opposite way you went in. Arms with the ears. Lengthen forward as you lift all the way up. Nice. Exhale. Arms down by your side. Pause for a moment. Awkward pose, Utkatasana. Take a step out to the right. Approximately 6 inches or hip width distance. You can measure that with your 2 fists. Just know they're right underneath your hip bone, nice and solid. Inhale the arms up, parallel to the floor. All 5 fingers together. Reach forward towards the front of the room. Relax your shoulders down so they're in line with the armpits. Keep your arms nice, tight, contracted throughout all 3 parts of the posture. First part, inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, suck your belly in and sit back and down as low as you can, nice and low, into a chair that's too far back behind you. Then lift your upper body back. Shoulders are back, belly in. Body weight more to the heels. Suck the belly in, compress the abdominal wall, contract the abdominal muscles. Breathe, stay with your breath. Reach the arms forward, belly in, body weight to the heels, chest up, chin up. Change, slowly slide back up. Arms stay strong if you can. Second part, come up high, high in the toes. Lift up as high as you can. Yeah, get a little bit taller. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, suck the belly in and slowly slide down. Yep, tailbone lengthens down, hips a little more forward. You're sitting on the chair rather than in the chair. Try to keep the shoulders way back over the hips. Slight pelvic tilt forward to keep the spine nice and tall. Now sit down a little bit lower. Press tops of the feet more and more forward towards the front of the room. Heels up. Change. Slowly slide back up. Rest the heels. Arms strong if you can. Third part, come up a little bit off the heels and squeeze your knees together. Thighs together. One strong, solid upper leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in and slowly slide down. Really take your time to come all the way down. As low as you can, maintaining control. Keep the upper body back. Shoulders are back over the hips. Yes, press the hips a little bit more forward. Suck the belly in. Now, if you're all the way down there, try and keep your hips a little bit higher than your knees. Yes, so the knees are pointing down and forward towards the front of the room. Lengthen tailbone down, low belly in. Keep everything strong, solid, engaged. And now very slowly slide back up. Beautiful control. Rest the heels, arms down, feet together. Release. Eagle pose, Garasana, feet together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, right arm under left. Cross the elbows. Then all the way again at the wrists. You might be able to get the palms to touch. If you need to, it might be back to the hands. You might even grab the shoulders if the shoulders are tight. All options. Just make sure the elbows are hugging in nice and tight. Squeeze them down and in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in. Sit down low. Stay low, bring your right leg up and over the left leg as high as possible. The higher you get the leg, the easier it is to twist. The lower you sit, the more wrap you can get. Toes point down towards the floor. Eventually, you can wrap them all the way back behind the calf muscle. There's a lot going on in the posture. Focus on one point. Belly in. Pull the elbows down. Sit a little bit lower. Knees a little more to the right, upper body a little more to the left. Yes, to get all major joints stacked in one line underneath your nose. Beautiful. Sit down a little bit lower. Shift your body weight to your standing heel. Even your hips and bring your upper body back more at the end from the chest. Change. Feet together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to the other side, left under right. Cross the elbows all the way again at the wrists if you can, bringing the palms together. If the palms are together, work to straighten out your wrists in front of you. Pull the elbows down and in. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, suck the belly in, sit down low. Yeah, stay low. Bring left leg up and over the right leg as high as possible. The higher you get the leg, the easier it is to twist. The lower you sit, the more wrap you can get. Sit down low. Bring the upper body back, lift your chest, but pull the elbows down and in. You're really squeezing in towards center line of the body, opening up the back of the shoulders. Knees a little bit more to the left, upper body a little bit more to the right to get all major joints stacked in one line. Sit lower. Bring your upper body back more at the end. Change. Feet together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms release down by your side. Next is standing bow pulling pose. Feet together. Bring your right arm out, elbow close, palm face up. Without turning or twisting your hand, bring it straight down and pick up your right foot from the inside of the ankle. Make sure that the arm is still facing all the way out. The inside of your elbow is out towards the side, and you're picking your foot up from the inside, not the outside, all the way in. Knees together to start. Inhale the left arm up. Palm faces the mirror, shoulder to your chin, head straight. Getting a little upper body twist in the beginning. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start to kick. Just kick for now as hard as you can. Stay lifted out of the front side of your body, yes? And then you'll use your kick to start driving the body forward. Extra challenge for balance for sure. Reach forward, kick up. Kicking and stretching are equal, simultaneous, and 50-50. You're doing great. Kick up, toes over the top of the head. Kick back, two shoulders in one line. Opening up your chest, hips to even, parallel to the floor. Maybe you need to guide your right hip a little bit down and forward more as you kick. Reach forward, open your chest, kick, change, kick to come out. Nice and careful. Yeah, with control. Nice. Left side, left arm out, elbow close, palm face up. Again, without turning or twisting your hand, bring it straight down to the inside of your elbow as facing out, and then pick up your foot from the inside of the ankle. Knees together to start. Inhale the right arm up, palm faces the mirror, shoulder to the chin, head straight. So you're getting a little twist in the beginning. Chin away from chest. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start to kick. Kick as hard as you can. Continuously keep kicking. Don't stop kicking. Kicking and stretching are equal, simultaneous, 50-50. If you fall out, just take a breath. Go right back in, right away. Reach forward, kick back. Kick up, toes over top of the head. Kick back, two shoulders in one line. Really feeling them stretch open the chest. Chest is open towards the side. Hips are even, parallel to the floor. Maybe guide your left hip down and forward a little bit more, parallel to the floor. Nice. Kick straight back, straight up, reach. Change. Kick to come out. Back to the center. Take a pause. Stay in the middle of your mat for balancing stick to Danasana. Feet start together. All of your weight to the left leg, step your right toes gently back behind you. Both legs are absolutely straight. Inhale the arms up over the head, palms together, interlace all 10 fingers. One more inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinge down from the lower spine. Reach and stretch your body equal opposite directions. Body comes down as the leg comes up. It's okay if you're more like a straight diagonal line. Eventually you'll be more parallel to the floor, but you want to keep fingers and toes in the same line. So arms way back with the ears, chin away from your chest. Feel it's a little bit harder. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Change. Feet together, come back up to the center. Arms stay up there. Second side. Shift your weight to your right leg. Left toes step back gently behind you. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hinge down from the lower spine. You're keeping your fingers and your toes in one straight line. Beautiful. Perfect on this side. Arms way back with the ears. Chin away from chest. Back of the neck is long. Body down. Arms back. Leg up. Change. Feet together. Exhale the arms down by your side. Pause. Notice the heart rate has increased a bit from all those warming up postures. This next one slows you down just a bit. Now, depending on where your mat is, where you're facing, come to the left edge of your mat, or any edge of your mat so you can take a big step out to the side. Starting with standing separate leg stretching pose. Feet together, inhale the arms up. Exhale, take a big step out to the side. Maybe it's your right, maybe it's your left. Just make sure it's nice and wide. Ankles underneath your wrists. Edges of the feet parallel to the edges of your mat. You might want to tuck the toes in, give you a little more room in the hips. Legs are nice and strong. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in and hinge forward from the lower spine all the way down. Keeping a nice long back the whole way. Nice. Eventually going for a grip. So on the front of the legs, the back of the legs, the sides of your feet maybe. But keep the spine long. So you might find that you need to bend your knees slightly to pull the body down a little bit further. Yeah, and then you'll work to lift the hips up higher. Chest forward, shoulder blades back behind you, and lengthen down more towards the floor. Roll more weight forward to the toes. Yeah, so hips, yes, nice. So hips come over the ankles. Maybe it's more like hairline towards the floor so that the back of your neck is nice and long. Again, lead with your chest. First your legs are stretching, then your hips, lower back, middle back, upper back, full body stretch. Change. Leave at the chest. Come out opposite way you went in. Lengthen all the way up. Now keep your feet there. We're going to go right into triangle pose. So heels in one line. Pick up your right toes. Turn them all the way to the right. Left foot parallel or tucked in a little bit. Whatever you need to bring the left hip down and forward towards the corner of the room. Then exhale. Bend your right knee and sit low. You want your knee directly over your ankle. One day thighs all the way parallel to the floor, but it doesn't have to come so low. It can be right over your knee. Hips forward, lift your chest, arms out. Inhale the arms in a straight vertical line. And slide your right fingertips down between the space of your big and second toes. Make sure that you're not dumping all of your weight over there onto the right, so stay lifted and long out of the right rib cage. Don't come any lower than right elbow in front of your knee. Maybe you can sit down a little bit lower in order to reach down. Get a little bit lower. Lift up taller out of the right waist. Turn, look up towards the ceiling, chin to the left shoulder. Press down through both feet, so equal weight in both feet. Engage your left quad as much as your right. Sit down a little bit lower. Lift up taller out of the waist. Yeah, push against right knee with help of right elbow. Lean back. Find a little twist at the end. Open the hips more. Beautiful. Change. Come back up. Straighten the leg. Turn the toes. So now left toes all the way to the left. Right foot in slightly. Bump the right hip down and forward. Exhale. Bend your left knee and sit down low. Yes, beautiful. So one day your hips and your knee are in one line, thigh parallel to the floor. First, focus on getting knee over ankle, nice stable knee joint. Inhale the arms in a straight vertical line. And slide your left fingertips down between the space of your big and second toes. Lift up taller out of the waist. Open up your chest. Sit down lower in order to reach down lower. Nice. Belly in, so you're trying to eliminate any backward bending. Belly in, almost like you're lengthening tailbone down, and lift straight out of the waist. Turn, look up towards the ceiling, chin to the right shoulder. Stretch your arms across. Open up chest, shoulder, scapula, deltoid. Reach fingertip to fingertip. Sit down a little bit lower. Keep lifted up out of the left rib cage. Didn't know how much more room you had, huh? Lift up out of the waist even more. Push against left knee with help of left elbow. Lean back. Open your chest to the ceiling. Twist. Change. Come back up to the center. Now just wiggle your feet a little bit closer together to come right into standing separate leg forward to knee. So just wiggle the feet a little bit smaller. Arms up overhead, palms together, thumbs crossed. Just the thumbs. Pick up your toes, pivot to the right. So your right toes are directly in front. Left foot, make sure you can see my feet. Right foot in front, left foot back at just a slight angle. So it's not parallel to the back of your mat, and it's not totally angled. It's a little bit more centered so that you have room to bump the left hip more forward. 2 hips, 2 shoulders parallel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, tuck the belly in and round down. Curling all the way down. Bend your right knee as much as you need to get forehead to knee connection. Nice. Reach fingertips beyond the toes. You might want to separate them for balance if you need to. Otherwise, as a challenge, you're walking them back together. Push into the floor. Small sips of air, breathing to the back side of your body. Right hip back and up, left hip down and forward to even and square the hips. I know it's hard without a mirror, but do your best. Engage both legs. Breathe. Push into the floor. Change. Slowly roll back up. Bump the left hip forward as you come up to maintain control on the hips. Beautiful. Pick up the toes, pivot to the left. And then pivot one more time. So now the left toes are in front and the right foot is back at an angle. Bump the right hip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in, round down. Curling all the way down. Bend your left knee as much as you need to. Notice one side might be different than the other. Our hamstrings, our hips are different on each side. Fingertips press into the floor. You might separate them for balance. Push into the floor, round your spine, small sips of air, opening up the back side of your body. Change. Slowly roll back up. Bump the right hip forward as you come up. Keep the legs kind of scissoring together as you roll up. Pick up the toes, pivot to face the front. Now you can step the feet together. Inhale, exhale, arms down. Okay, one last standing balancing posture, tree pose. So we start grounding down to the left leg. Strong, solid left. With the help of the left hand, pick up your right foot from underneath. Bring it up as high as you can to your thigh, close to your hip crease. Gently guide your knee forward and then back and down into place. 2 hips, 2 shoulders, 1 line. It's okay if your knee stays pretty lifted. You can always support it or let it come down a little bit further, but don't force it down. You might add the right hand to center the chest. The opposite hand if the foot doesn't slip. Otherwise, keep holding onto the foot. Make sure you're lengthening your tailbone down. Suck the low belly in and lengthen up taller. Inhales grow tall. Exhales root down. In tree for 1 more breath. And change. Release your leg. Come back down to center. Great. Take a moment to shift your weight to the right leg. Strong, solid right. With the help of the right hand, pick up your left foot. Bring it all the way up as high as you can. Guide your knee forward in line with your hip and then slowly back down. So 1 day, 2 knees in 1 line from the side. Try not to let the knee open out, but rather bring it down and forward. 2 hips, 2 shoulders, 1 line. Maybe you add the left hand to center of the chest. The right if the foot doesn't slip. Otherwise, keep holding onto your foot. Beautiful. Inhale to lengthen tall. Belly in, tailbone lengthen down. Exhale, root down to the floor. Land your feet together. Take a moment to acknowledge your strong standing practice. Turn around, line your back for Savasana. Wherever you are, take a moment to relax completely. Heavy yourself into the mat. Start to slow your breath. And just check in. You can start to soak in some of the benefits of your practice. You come out of Savasana with wind-moving pose, Pavanamuktasana. Bend your right leg, interlace all 10 fingers underneath the kneecap and pull down and in. Yeah, nice and tight, close to your body. Relax your shoulders down to the floor so the back of your head is flat to the floor. Pull in, nice and tight. Yes, make sure you're not rolling over onto the right hip. Keep both hips grounded, both shoulders grounded. Feel this in your hip crease, pressure in your lower abdomen. Pull more. Change, release your right leg. Bring up your left, interlace all 10 fingers 2 inches below left kneecap. Pull down, then back in towards center line of the body. Relax both shoulders down, pull in more. Make sure you're not rolling over onto the left hip. Keep both hips grounded, equal arm strength with both arms as you pull. Feel this in the hip crease, pressure in your lower abdomen. Pull, change, release left leg. Bring up both of your legs or both of your knees. Tightest grip you have. It might be fingers, wrists, forearms, eventually the elbows. But make sure your spine is long to the floor. Even tucking your chin slightly to keep back of the neck long to the mat. Yeah, so look down center line of the body, back of the neck is long. You're temporarily eliminating natural curvature of your spine. Lengthen down long. Inhales, feel the compression. Exhales, heavy more to the floor. Change, release your legs. Brief Savasana, just to let the hips release. Release that compression and allow the spine to come back to its natural curvature. And we have our first yoga sit-up. Listen carefully. Bring your feet together, heels and toes touch. Flex your toes toward your face. Then reach your fingertips toward your toes and look at your toes. Head and shoulders lift up off of the mat. Tuck your chin in. Stay lifted, shoulders off the mat. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale, grab toes forward to knees, elbows down. Nice. Turn around, line your stomach for spine strengthening series. We start in Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, chin out, throat flat on the mat. We're going to flow from one to the next. Cobra Pose starts tips of fingers in line with top of the shoulders, baby fingers in line with the deltoids, elbows hug in, nice, tight, and close. They should be sticking up a little bit in the air. Perfect. Zip up your legs, strong, solid, one piece, tops of the feet to the floor. Squeeze the elbows, inhale, look up, go up. Very little weight in the hands. Use your back strength to lift you up longer. Back of the neck is long, look with the eyes, press tops of the feet into the floor. Elbows in more towards your body, down more towards your hips. Yes, roll the shoulders down a little bit, lengthen. Change, slowly lower. One breath, and then we're going straight into Locust Pose, Savasana. So arms come straight. Palms face down to the floor, and you're working to walk your arms close together underneath you, kind of like you're bumping a volleyball. Pick your body up, right, left, until you can bring them as close as you can, keeping the arms straight. Relax your left leg completely. Get a strong, solid right leg. Point your right toes. Inhale, lift. Yep, your right leg up, straight back, straight up, as high as you can. Beautiful. Reach back, lift up. Change, slowly lower down, relax completely. Get a strong, solid left leg. Point the left toes. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Stretch toes straight back behind you. Reach back, lift up, go up. Change, slowly lower down. For the third part, tuck your chin in. Face comes in towards the mat. See if you can wiggle your arms a little bit closer together underneath you. Zip up both of your legs. Strong, solid, one piece. Point the toes. Inhale, lift both legs up as high as you can. It might just be a little bit of a hover. Totally fine. You're working to one day lift the thighs up off the mat. Roll weight forward to the shoulders. Push into the floor. Feel this in your elbows, your upper back. Lift up. Change. Slowly lower down. Release the arms. Take a breath. Maybe you want to wiggle the fingers. And then bring the arms straight out to the side. Full locust, Purna Salabhasana. Straight out, you may have to kind of maneuver around if you don't have much space. That's fine. Just as wide as you can get, fingertip to fingertip. Zip up your legs. Inhale, lift everything up off of the mat so that only hip bones are connected. Nice. Squeeze the legs together, toes in the top of the head. Try not to bring your arms back too much. Keep them straight out. Just lift your chest, shoulders down away from the ears. Nice. Back of the neck is long. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Lift up, look up. Change. Slowly lower down. One breath, one pause. And then floor bow. Bend your legs. Grab your feet from behind. All 5 fingers together below webbing of the toes. Nice from the outside. Knees close together to start. No more than 6 inches apart as you go up. Take a breath. And kick back, kick up. Use your inhale to lift up as high as you can, as hard as possible, but keep breathing. Continuously keep kicking. Don't stop kicking. Squeeze your knees a little bit closer together. Yeah, so it's knees in, toes out. To allow the shoulders to open, roll more weight forward to the soft of your belly. Keep kicking, look up. Change. Slowly lower down. Pause. You might want to turn to one side. Don't worry, I'll let you even it out. Now you might want to turn your head to the other side just for balance, a little passive neck stretch. And then when you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring yourself up so that you're seated on your heels for fixed firm Supta Vajrasana. Many steps of this posture should just go where you need to go today. You might stay right here on the heels. The next step is to separate your feet and sit your hips down between the feet. And they might not touch the floor, that's fine. You might end up using your hands kind of like kickstands to help keep the chest lifted. And eventually you're working to get the hips to touch the floor. Only if they're touching the mat, then you might move on. Bring your hands to the feet and come down using opposite elbows. Maybe you stay right here. The next step is to bring top of the head, back of the head, and then the shoulders down to the floor. If your shoulders are down and your knees are still down, you might reach over the head and grab opposite elbows. Very different posture for each and every body. Always make sure that your knees are grounded down to the floor. Wherever you are, inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, soften shoulders, knees, hips down more towards the mat. Change very slowly, walk yourself up, opposite way you went in, elbow by elbow. Roll some weight over the knees a little bit, then turn around, line your back, Savasana. Breathe. Notice this sensation with this opening of the hips, the knees, and the ankles. What is your body telling you here? Next, yoga, sit up. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Flex your toes toward your face. Reach your fingertips toward your toes and look at your toes. Make sure you're lifted up off the mat, almost like a crunch, chin to chest. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale. Grab toes, forward to knees, elbows down. Beautiful. Come to the end of your mat, seated on your heels for half tortoise, Ardha Karmasana. Nice tall spine. Inhale the arms up over the head sideways, palms together, thumbs crossed. On your next inhale, lengthen. Exhale, suck the belly in and hinge forward from the lower spine. Really try to slow down as you come all the way. One day the forehead touches the mat before the edge of your pinky fingers touching the mat. All the way, stretching long. Your hips may have come up off your heels. Every exhale, you're working to press them back. It's an active stretch. Active tractioning of your spine from your tailbone all the way through your fingertips. Inhales to stretch forward. Exhales to press back. Feel the length, traction of your spine, creating space between each vertebra as you lengthen. Long, slow, deep breaths. On your next inhale, squeeze your palms together, lengthen forward and lift all the way back up off the mat. Chin away from the chest as you lift up. Beautiful. Exhale, arms down, turn around, line your back. Savasana. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Flex your toes toward your face. Reach your fingertips toward your toes. Look at your toes, head, shoulders up off the mat. Nice. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale. Grab toes, forward to knees, elbows down. Beautiful. Come standing on your knees for Camel Ustrasana, our deepest backward bend of your class. If you need cushioning for your knees, you can always roll up the mat or find some more cushioning. 6 inches or hip width distance between your knees. So maybe that 2-fist measurement if you'd like to check. Right underneath your hip bones. Then bring your hands to your hips. Nice and low on the hips, so you're really supporting the hip bone. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze the elbows close. Exhale to push your hips more forward. Inhale, lengthen again. Start to extend through the crown of your head as you look back. Try not to just let your head fall back. You're maintaining the long spine, the extension as you move back. One day you might reach back for the heels. Perfect. Just make sure you're not dumping into that grip. Keep your hips coming a little bit more forward. You might need a slight lengthening of your tailbone down. Yeah, to find a little more space to lift up. Inhale, lengthen out of the low back, out of the middle back, out of the chest. Exhale, push your hip, stomach, thighs more forward. Focus on the extension of your spine and stay with your breath. Nice and easy, in and out, through the nose. Change very slowly. Help yourself back up, supporting the hips as you come up. Sit back and down to release. Turn around, line your back. Savasana. Check in with how your body feels after that big, deep backward bend. More important than ever now that we're all hunched over on our computers all day, maybe more than usual. Really embracing these big back bends to counteract. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Flex your toes toward your face. Reach your fingertips toward your toes. Look at your toes, head, shoulders up off the mat. Tuck chin to chest. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale. Grab toes, forward to knees, elbows down. Nice. Turn to sit on your heels for rabbit, or deepest forward bend to counteract the back bend. Fingers inside, thumbs outside. Slide down towards your feet. Just have it ready. Take a breath. Exhale, breathing, tuck chin to chest, suck the belly in and round down, curling all the way down, forehead to the knees, top of the head to the floor. Nice. Once your head reaches the floor, pull on the heels, exhale, breathing, lift your hips up, roll forward all the way to the top of the head until your arms are straight. So it seems a little crazy, but it will make sense once you're up there. Kind of like a somersault, but you're still holding onto your heels. Yes, all the way to the top of the head. Strong grip in the arms. Arms are straight, and work to lift the hips up higher. Nice. Lift shoulders up and away from the ears. Yep, more towards the ceiling. We keep the arms straight. Belly in. Feel more rounding in your spine, and pull. Change. Slowly. Hips come down. Very slowly curl back up, stacking your spine vertebra by vertebra all the way to the top. Turn around, lie on your back. Savasana. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Flex your toes toward your face. Put your fingertips toward your toes. Look at your toes, head and shoulders up off the mat. Tuck chin to chest. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale. Grab toes, forward to knees, elbows down. Yes. Turn around somewhere where you can bring both legs out in front of you. For separate leg forward to knee stretching. Bring your right foot out to the corner of your mat. Your left foot comes to the inner thigh muscle. Make sure both hips are grounded down nice and strong. Legs are in a 90-degree angle. Inhale the arms up overhead. Reach up. Exhale, turn to the right. Interlace your fingers and reach over the ball of your right foot. You may need to bend your knee a little bit in order to get that grip. 10-finger interlaced grip. Then tuck chin to chest, forehead to the knee. It's another compression pose, really rounding down. Bend your knee up as much as you need to. Start to bend your elbows down and in to frame the calf muscle. Now make sure you're square over the leg. Left elbow, left shoulder, and a little more towards center line of the body. Now pull the toes back a little more. Kick the heel out. Breathe. Change. Slowly come back up to center and switch the legs. This time, left leg out, right foot in. Settle the hips. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, turn to the left. Interlace your fingers and reach over the ball of your left foot. Nice. Bending the knee up as much as you need to get forward to knee connection, and to get that 10-finger interlaced grip, thumbs included. Bend the elbows down and in to frame the calf muscle. Make sure you're square over your leg. Right elbow, right shoulder, down and in a little more towards center line of the body. Breathe. Small sips of air, opening up the back side of your body. Change. Slowly come back up to center. Bring both legs out. If you want, you can do the sit-up, so lie back down. Once your shoulders hit the mat, sit right back up, double exhale. And then grab your big toes with your middle index peace sign fingers. See my toes? Grab your toes, top it up with your thumb. You might need to bend the knees a little bit in order to get that grip. Then you'll walk your hips back a little bit to get the legs a little bit straighter, the pelvis to tilt a little more forward. Inhale to lengthen tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, pull the body down. Lengthening your spine down towards your feet. Chest towards the feet, forehead to the toes, crown of your head towards the wall or whatever it is that's in front of you. Flex the toes back toward your face, even the pinky toes. See if that helps open up your chest just a little bit more. So the shoulders come back, chest comes forward. Nice. Lengthen in the back of your neck. Pull. Change. Slowly come back up to center. We're going to go right into spine twist. Make sure you're in a place where you can settle both hips. Bend your left knee underneath you, right foot up and over. Make sure both hips are grounded down to the floor and that the whole sole of your right foot can press down. So if you ever need to, you can always extend the bottom leg out in front of you. Either way, just keep hips grounded. Right arm behind you like a kickstand. Inhale the left arm up and over your knee. Gently turn your hand to reach for knee from underneath. Maybe you're working to get there. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Twisting your spine, top to bottom, bottom to top, all the way twist. Work to even out your shoulders. I know it's hard. There might not be a mirror. Just work to broaden your collarbone more towards the wall. Chin parallel to the floor as you look over. If you no longer need that kickstand, you can always wrap it back behind you. Just make sure your spine stays tall. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, root down through both hips. And now see if you can feel your twist a little bit deeper. Change. Slowly untwist, back to center, switch the legs. Now it's right knee bent or straight. Left foot up and over, ground down through the hips. Left arm behind you like a kickstand. Inhale the right arm up and over your knee. Turn your hand, reach for knee from underneath. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Twisting your spine, bottom to top, all the way. Again, try to broaden your collarbone so that your shoulders are even in one line. Chin stays parallel to the floor. Inhale to lengthen up taller. Maybe you don't need that kickstand. You can wrap it back behind you. Just make sure, yes, that the spine stays tall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, root down through both hips and twist, twist, twist. Change, slowly untwist back to center. Turn around, line your back. Savasana. And we have one more sit-up. Feet together, heels and toes touch. Touch your toes toward your face with your fingertips toward your toes. Look at your toes, head, shoulders up off the mat. Tuck chin to chest. Inhale, arms with the ears. Sit up, double exhale. Grab toes, forward to knees, elbows down. Nice. Come to a seat on the heels or a nice cross-legged seat, whatever works best for you for the final breathing exercise, Kapalabhati breathing. Nice tall spine, shoulders down. Relax the shoulders, relax your jaw. This final breathing exercise is done by sucking the belly in to push the air out. Only focusing on those exhales. Inhales will happen automatically as you push the air out. So start by relaxing the jaw completely. Fill the belly and begin. Five, four, three, two, one. Lick your lips well a few times and you move a bit. Now I invite you to make your way to a nice, comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. So you might want a bolster, a pillow, a block or something, just because we're going to be sitting for a while. Not a long while, but a brief while. Just make sure you're nice and comfortable. Maybe you have some last movements to make before you settle for a moment of meditation. This way, all of your standing practice, all of your hard work comes here, all so that you can comfortably sit and let go in your meditation. Eyes can be open or closed. If they're open, find a nice soft eye gaze. And if they're closed, just gently release the eyelids. And start by doing a little body scan. So you might notice that you feel a little fidgety. It takes a while to get into this meditation mode. So you might have little movements to make first. You might want to actively roll the shoulders down. You might want to move the neck a little bit. Eventually, as you travel through the body, you can start to release and let go of these spaces. Any last remaining points of tension. Maybe you need to release that space between the eyebrows. Release the eyelids away from the eyes. Soften the face, the cheeks. Release the jaw. Relax the whole face. And notice how that changes how you feel. Notice that that changes the mind, changes your focus. Continue traveling through, release the shoulders away from the neck. Allow the collarbones to broaden softly. Release the belly. Notice if you're still holding the belly in. The muscles in your back. Relax your hips. Allow the knees to open more softly. Relax your knees, your legs, ankles, toes. Travel through the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Notice how it feels to release the body completely. Allow it to heavy. Really feel yourself heavy into the floor. And at the same time, notice this length through the spine, through the crown of your head. Now bring your attention to your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it slow? Is it calm? Can you feel it moving in and out through your body? Aim to keep your focus on your breath, how it feels in the body. And as your mind may start to wander, as it inevitably does, aim to bring it back, your focus back to your breath and this feeling of stillness, this moment. start to deepen your breath. Make little movements, maybe in the hips, maybe in the head, the neck, the shoulders, to very gently bring yourself back to your body, back to the room, this present moment. If your eyes are closed, you might want to gently open them by first bringing your hands over your eyes and then opening the fingers, then the eyes. And maybe start to take some bigger movements. Come back. Make your way back to center to a nice normal breath. We're going to take one deep breath together. So a nice big inhale, fill your lungs, lengthen up tall. And exhale to side out. Now come back to normal breath. Thank yourself for your practice, for being here today, for taking this time, for sharing your practice with everybody here, however that is, sharing it with the world, sharing it with me. I thank you so much for being here. From my heart to yours. Namaste.